What's up, you guys? Alex and Carrie here, talking to you guys a little bit about nutrition. We've been, for the most part, pretty good. Our nutrition's been up and down a little bit. So with the quarantine and whatnot in our situation, we don't want to come back 15 pounds heavier. So hopefully we'll be opening sooner than later, and we want to start really dialing in our diet. So we want to talk to you guys today about that. So as you all know, CrossFit's basic nutrition as far as standards goes, they recommend eating meats and vegetables, nuts and seeds, some fruit, a little bit of starch, and no sugar. So that's going to be our focus, and this next week we really want to hit it hard and eat well. So
so dieting's always been a hard thing for me. Carrie generally eats pretty good and good portions, and so we're going to talk about some basic stuff today, just get you guys thinking, maybe help you out a little bit if you are off the wagon. And we're going to do a couple of videos kind of feeding off each other. And so as Carrie said, CrossFit's main thing focuses, the first part is eat meats and veggies. So like that's like the very important strong part. The next piece talks about nuts and seeds, so that's good to supplement with. It doesn't mean mainly eat nuts and seeds. So meat and veggies start, and then nuts and seeds come secondary. Next is some fruit. It doesn't mean to gorge yourself on fruit. And so like we should have more veggies than we do fruit. And then little starch, and so some fruit, little starch, so you shouldn't eat more starch than even fruit, kind of going down the list. And then no sugar. There is sugar in food, like whole foods, but no processed sugar, especially candy, things like that, obviously. And so that's kind of CrossFit's prescription. It's a really basic kind of list of food groups, and it's kind of the main focus to think about. And it is very broad, general. If you're vegan, like meat, substitute for protein, you need protein in your life. But we're gonna move on from that. So going into what's that next? Macros. Okay. So from that list of stuff, talking about macros. So macronutrients are brought down into three main categories. So carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. It's important to know that because our next piece is talking about portion control and balance. And so regarding macros, 1 gram of protein is 4 calories, 1 gram of carbs is 4 calories, and then the kicker is 1 gram of fat is 9 calories. So that's why when you have a 4-ounce steak, you don't have 4 ounces or a bunch of peanut butter. You have a little bit of peanut butter as a portion control kind of thing. And so macros are important to understand because we don't want to eat only carbs all day, only protein, or only fat. Portion control would be a next thing to think about as far as we want to eat often. We don't want to stuff ourselves like a Thanksgiving meal every time, and we want to plan ahead. And so if you don't plan ahead, you'll find yourself only eating carbs or protein or fat or eating too much fat or whatever. And so portion control is super important, and that's kind of what we want to focus on. And as far as the balance of that food, CrossFit also talks about having 40% carbs, 30% protein, 30% fat. And so based on the grams to calories, it is an equation to figure out, and also tracking your food is super important to know exactly what's happening. It can be so factual, knowing what you put in your mouth, seeing how you look and seeing how you feel, and then understanding what's not going good or what's going good.
And so we've been doing probably more protein than we probably necessarily need, and less carbohydrates, and have just been kind of feeling like, and so we want to kind of revamp what we're doing as far as portions and a better balance. So that's what we're going to start this week. We want to give you guys some quick little examples of breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and some snacks so you can kind of see an idea of what this new kind of how we're going to start our week off with more of a zone-based diet. So for breakfast, it would be 2 eggs, 2 slices of bacon, a 1/3 cup of oatmeal, 1/2 cup of blueberries, and 1 tablespoon of protein. A snack a little later on would be maybe like an apple and a tablespoon of almond butter. So it's well balanced as far as the 40 carbs, 30 protein, 30 fat. So that would be 2 examples of 2 meals for the day.
Yep. And then for lunch, we're looking at 4 ounces of chicken, 3 cups of romaine lettuce or other lettuce, 1/2 cup of black beans, 1 cup cucumber, 1/2 a medium tomato, and 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinaigrette or a healthier dressing. A snack after that, within 2-ish hours, would be a 1/3 cup of cashews. So that's 1 serving of that nut cashews, and then 1 cup chopped carrots. So we're getting some fat and some carbs in there, and then ending the day with 6 ounces of fish. We're focusing on tilapia for our example. 1 teaspoon of coconut oil, 3.5 cups of broccoli cooked, 6 ounces of strawberries, and then 1.5 tablespoons of balsamic vinaigrette. And so with what we just went through, that was a decent whole day's nutrition. It came to 1,690 calories and 175 grams carbs, 135 grams protein, 58 grams fat. And that does hit the 40% for carbs, 30% protein, 30% fat. And so that's an example that we will post with this video. 1690 is a good range and maybe a little high for some women. It's a little low for some men. And in other videos, we'll dive into a lot more technical and scientific stuff based on calories and macros and things like that.
So what we can change now, starting today or maybe tomorrow because it's Monday, is stop eating before bed. We got in the habit of doing a big, heavy protein, fun, yummy mixture. So make sure that you're giving yourself 90 minutes before you go to bed without anything in your tummy. Start tracking your food. Eat every 2 to 3 hours, so not a huge meal, so just kind of spread it throughout the day, and eat most of your food between 7 and 4 p.m.
And so eating in the morning and not gorging at night kind of helps your metabolism work well. If you're eating a lot at night, you're just kind of packing that food on while you're sleeping. Again, we're going to go into a lot more stuff. We just wanted to kind of hit you guys with this, get you guys thinking, get you guys in the mode of really portion control and balance. Those of you at home that are doing it well, that's awesome. And let's just keep thinking about it. Let's not gain that quarantine 15 pounds like they say for freshmen in college. And again, we'll sign off with eat meat and veggies, nuts and seeds, some fruit, little starch, and no sugar. Let's get on this. Let's get ourselves back together. And we're so excited for this, and we can't wait to see you guys soon. We are opening up soon.
Make sure you guys reach out to us if you have questions on your nutrition, if you need any extra help. We are going to start this tomorrow, so if you want to jump on with us, let's do it. We will be doing some other videos for you guys with talking about zone more in detail, talking about calories and macros, so look for those. And we hope you guys enjoy the video. Get excited. Love you guys.
Love
Bye.
you.